Good morning, Bobby and Richard. We are going to read The Adventures of Wonder Worm, and then you're going to answer some questions. And we're really going to focus in on the characters. What are they like? What is their problem? Who are their friends? Who are their enemies? And so I want you to think about two things. The protagonist. Protagonist is the good guy, and the antagonist is the bad guy. I want you to tell me who is the protagonist in this story and who are the antagonists. All right? All right. So let's read. The Adventures of Wonder Worm. You guys will find this story you'll find under Book Eaters, okay? I'll post it there. Wonder Worm was born in an over-fertilized worm bed that gave him special powers. Because of these superpowers, he is able to save his fellow worms from being terrible fates. When Wonder Worm is not helping his fellow worms, he leads a quiet life of a bookworm in the library. Nothing could be better. Whenever a worm is in trouble, Wonder Worm's antennae pick up the troubled voice and map the worm's location. One quiet Sunday morning in the library, Wonder Worm's antennae tuned in a worm named Wanda who was pleading for her life. After Wonder Worm quickly donned his mask and cape, he quickly flew off to save her. Please do not eat me, Wanda pleaded to a bright yellow bird right before she fainted. Suddenly, Wonder Worm arrived and shouted, Get your beak off her, Canary Kevin. Canary Kevin dropped Wanda from his beak and said, If it is not Wonder Worm, you look much juicier and meatier than your girlfriend looks. I'd rather have you for lunch. I am afraid that I am not on the menu, Kevin, said Wonder Worm. Canary Kevin pecked and pecked at the ground, trying to pin Wonder Worm. Finally, Wonder Worm crawled onto a tree stump. Kevin pounded his peck into the stump to stab Wonder Worm. Immediately after, Kevin realized that his beak was stuck in the stump. Wonder Worm rushed over to Wanda, picked her up, and took her to the library. When Wanda awoke, she said, Thank you, Wonder Worm. You saved my life. You are welcome to stay here, Wanda, said Wonder Worm. This library is a wonderful place. You'll be safe from birds and fish hooks. You will not dry up in the hot sidewalk in here. There's plenty of food, too. The librarians usually have apples sitting on their desks just for us. There is also quite a bit of entertainment. All the books you could ever want to read right here. Being a bookworm is the best. I would love to, Wonder Worm answered Wanda. You are the dreamiest. All right, first question it says, how did Wonder Worm become a superhero? Do you remember that? A, Wonder Worm's parents were superheroes. B, Wonder Worm ate a magic apple. C, he crawled through a radioactive material. Or D, he was born in over-fertilized soil. 2. Which activity does Wonder Worm most likely enjoy? Working out, fishing, bird watching, or reading? Right, you have to infer there, right? Canary Kevin can best be described as thirsty, tired, hungry, or blind. That's Canary Kevin, right? How does Wonder Worm defeat Kevin? He hits Kevin over the head with a thick tree branch. He causes Kevin to get his beak stuck in a tree stump. He orders a large army of worms to chase Kevin away. Or he trades Kevin some birdseed in exchange for Wanda. All right. As you read today, boys, I want you to write down who you think the protagonist is and who you think the antagonist is. And I'll write those two words in your Google Drive so that you can see them. Or in your Google Classroom under Book Eaters. Protagonist and antagonist. I want to know who they are. Remember, the protagonist is the good guy and the antagonist is the bad guy. All right. Good luck, boys. Tadero, out.